Hey, what's up everyone? This is Scott from the Common Pleb Militia. I wanted to put this video together in regards to the economic state of the world right now, globally. I'm in the United States, so here in the US, obviously relative to meme coins and Bitcoin, with the tariff news, with President Trump, I think globally, with the issues going on with banks, with inflation, cost of living is going up, housing, we had the feds essentially artificially put their foot on the necks of working class people, or people that are, median income relative to the housing market, right? People are having a hard time, even in my neighborhood, trying to sell their homes. Some of them have had their for sale signs up for 6 months or greater. So this is not a doom and gloom video, but what I'm trying to put this video together in regards to is how it affects crypto and opportunities to make money. So it's funny because in my experience, I'm only 36, turning 37 here shortly. There's been a lot of money-making opportunities where I've missed opportunities. There's been times I've got into the right plays and then I, sold at kind of the wrong time, where it's like, man, I would have made like 3 or 4 times as much if I just capped out, scaled out of my position and kept some on the table. So you win some, you lose some, you learn these hard lessons. And I think over time, it's funny, I've lost a lot of money in the stock market relative to trading options and relative to playing stocks. I've made stupid mistakes where I've taken money out of my retirement. I can be a hard-headed guy where I see opportunity, and I know that the long-term game is to invest and to put your money in something that has a little bit lower risk, but still gives you consistent returns. And with compound growth, I understand that's the path to wealth. But I think people are a little out of touch with people that are my age or younger, that we should be more risk averse, in my opinion, and I could be wrong. And this is why I love meme coins, because I'll just give you an example, man. Like, I was on Moonshot the other day, which is the app that I use to trade. I also have a Phantom wallet, so you can catch some of those new meme listings before they hit some of the other apps. So I use both of them, but I'll put a referral link in this video. I also have it in my bio. I've had a few people sign up and they like it because you can use Apple Pay or debit or credit card. Phantom wallet, it's, I'm not a big fan of the fact that you gotta like buy Solana, then you have to swap your tokens for some meme coin. So you have all these like gas fees and transaction fees, and that's unfortunately the route you have to go if you want to get into something early, or if you have like a seed investment and things like that. That's how you're gonna make a lot of money in this. But with that said, there's still opportunity, right? The Trump coin, I made a 40 times return, and that was listed. I got the notification, it was listed on Moonshot app, got into that play. Within like 48 hours or 72 hours, I was up like 40x, right? So there's still opportunity. You look at that house coin, which is a new one that was just listed on Moonshot. Somebody put this meme coin together. I haven't looked into it, significantly, but from what I saw, the thing went up like almost like 230,000% in a day, right? That's fucking crazy. That means if you had a fucking dollar and you got in at the right time, your dollar would be 230,000 fucking dollars, dude. If you had 5 or 10 grand, I mean, you'd be a multi-millionaire. So it's just insane. It's insane, the opportunity that we have in these meme coins, and everybody's talking about the sky is falling, Bitcoin's falling off a cliff. What's going to happen? It's the end of the world. I'm not saying that things may not get progressively worse than they are economically, but the world still goes round. People still make money. Despite everything that's going on, there's still shit coins that are being listed and making a ton of money. Now, if you look, we all know that meme coins are more of a gamble, right? I'm not going to sit here and tell you to put your life savings on it or to buy and hold it, because most of them, they pump really hard and then they sell off and everybody loses their money. If you're going to be a mouth breather and hold on to it like it's your retirement fund, I mean, I'm not saying that there's some meme coins that may actually in the long term make you a lot of money, but 99% of them are probably going to fall off a cliff. So you have to be agile. You have to look at this as trading. This is quick money, man. Get in, get out. When I trade options, You know, I don't sell premium, I buy it, and I can make 30% or a couple 100% in a day, or minutes or hours. I can make a lot of money quick with options, but it's all about timing. It's what's your expiration date? What's the spread on that pricing? Are you in a liquid, you know, ETF or ETN, or you know, is it some shit penny stock where the spread is like $3, right? I've learned a lot of hard lessons on how to trade options, how to make money, when you're going to lose your shirt. And if there's anything that I could take away from all of this, which is not fucking rocket science, anybody could learn this, it's all about timing and risk management. So if your concern is that meme coins are too risky and volatile, then just don't put a bunch of money in there. Look at it as like gambling, right? If you have 500 to lose, put 500 in there. If you only have 20, put 20 in there, right? And that's how you're going to make your money. All right. So at the end of the day, people overthink this shit. They overthink it. They overthink it way too much, and they say it's a gamble. I'm not going to do it because I saw somebody else lose money. But when you weigh this into comparison, it's all about leveraged plays, right? So if you only have a couple $100 to play with, or a couple thousand, right? But you know that that couple hundred or that couple thousand could turn into hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? Or you could get a 20x, 40x, 100x, 1000x on your money, you'd probably be more apt to take that risk, right? Because the payoff, the risk to reward, the risk is you lose it all. Are you okay to lose that, or at least lose most of it? Or, and if you're not, don't put that much in. Or if you do, put it in knowing I'm not going to sleep well and I'm going to feel like a piece of shit if I lose the money. Trust me, I've put in way more than I should before in the past. I've put in way more. I've pulled money out of my 401k before where I'm hard-headed and I'm like, dude, this is fucking stupid. I've got like a 3 to 5% return in the last year, and I don't have shit in my retirement. So fuck this. I'm going to pull it out and trade options if I can get 30% in a day, you know? But I also was hard-headed, and it was a little immature, and I look back at how much money I've lost by taking money out instead of just being patient and playing the long-term game of compound growth. With that said, I am at a point in my life where I want and I need to take risk for quick money. Once I get that quick money, once I get the quick money, which is enough for me to put a little bit in savings, pay off some debts, I can allocate the rest into more stable coins like Bitcoin or Ethereum and things like that, XRP, anything like that, right? Or even put it in the S&P 500, right? When you get more money, that's my path, right? And that's my strategy. Now yours may be different. I'm not saying consistently putting money into like your retirement account is not unintelligent, but what I'm saying is that if you took these two paths, right, and you were making multiple small bets, but those small bets, you know, could give you an explosive return, right? Or you can play the game of this where it's slow compound growth. I think you should be doing both personally. But if you're a family man, if you're in your 20s or 30s or even high school, or maybe you're even in your 40s or 50s, right? But you just still feel like you're paycheck to paycheck. I mean, I've got friends that are in their 80s and they're still working and they're still interested in the stock market. You know, it doesn't matter what your age is. If you are at a point in your life where you need to make more money or you want to make more money, that's why I stand behind these meme coins. But I think you have to stand behind it with the mentality that this is a game. The game is rigged. It's designed to take your money, right? They're pump and dumps, most of them. And even if it's not a pump and dump, some whale is going to move the price, whether that's, you know, an institution with the stock market or whether it's crypto, right? So I've been rug pulled recently. You know, like I made money on that Trump coin and I rolled it into another coin. And within, I think it was like 2 to 5 minutes, it was down 99%. So that was a straight up fucking scam coin. And I learned a hard lesson. That was the first time I ever had a rug pull. I know that they're volatile. They can go 20 to 30% in minutes or days, you know, maybe more, maybe 75%, right? They're all over the place. But to lose 99% in a couple minutes, I knew that was definitely a scam coin. So if there's anything that you guys can take from this relative to the crypto world, I'm still optimistic. I'm not gonna, like, if the media, if everybody's telling you be scared, the world is ending, you know, no one has any money, all of the meme coins are dead, that's the time to buy, or at least that's the time to keep your eyes open. I'm not saying go buy a shit coin that's down 99%, because it may never recover, may go down even further. But what I'm saying is that keep your eye open for opportunity, because there will be a time, everything is cyclical, everything is seasonal, right? And even now, in these shitty times economically with inflation, you still have meme coins that are getting 238,000% returns in a fucking day, okay? Nothing is going to give you that return, right? I don't care how much you scale your business. You know, like trading the stock market, you can get crazy returns like that with options, but if you're trading stocks, you won't get that kind of return. If you're running a business, you're not going to get that kind of return unless you're scaled up to a fucking massive company, okay? So when we look at opportunity for the average dude or gal that is looking to make some money quick or in the midterm, this is the way to go, in my opinion. So I am biased. That's all for today. I just want to remind everybody not to think, take everything that you hear with a grain of salt, okay? Because the world is not ending. It feels like it. This is the worst winter for business that I've had since I've started my painting business. I'm demoralized, it's led into, problems with my relationship and my marriage. Financial stress and economic uncertainty can affect your mentality, your physical health, your mental health and well-being, okay? But you also have to think and be strategic of what are the masses going to do, and what can I do to position myself to leverage, to leapfrog my way into making some money. I'm all about quick money. I'm about midterm money, because in my opinion, if you can solve your short-term to midterm financial problems, or at least put yourself in a comfortable financial position on the short to midterm, then you can reevaluate and say, okay, I've got some extra discretionary income. Now, do I continue to gamble this, or do I move it into a safer asset that's going to appreciate and compound in value, right? This is what I'm saying. Think about what people are telling. Just because someone says to be careful and don't gamble because you can lose all your money in meme coins doesn't mean you should be allocating all your money to your retirement account, okay? You can make money with starting businesses. You can make money investing in startup companies, okay? There's so many ways to make money out there. It doesn't just have to be work your 9 to 5 and put your money in your retirement. That's my thought process. I feel that from the heart, and I'm going to live up to that. And if this does pay off for me in the future, I will post it on here, and I will show you guys. I've made some money. Unfortunately, the returns, even though I've had the percentage returns, which could have made me a multimillionaire had I had enough money in there, it came down to me not being able to allocate enough money to that. And that's why I'm such an advocate of making more money, making money above your means, finding ways to get side hustles, meme coins, anything that's going to give you extra money, because it takes money to make money. People will tell you it doesn't. People will tell you it's who you know, and somebody can let you borrow money, and fair enough. But it's easier said than done, okay? If you're gonna invest in a company or a startup, or borrow money from a loan shark, they're gonna want that money back with interest, and then you've got pressure on your mental well-being and your shoulders to make that money back to pay them. And if that business doesn't work out, or that investment doesn't work out, now you're twice as stressed, okay? So it's always easier to use your own money than to borrow somebody else's, unless you really know what the fuck you're doing, okay? So that's it for today. Reminder that it's all noise. It's all noise, okay? I'm not saying I know the future. I'm not saying that crypto doesn't go to zero. But I'm saying that anybody that's been involved in crypto and has had a taste of the kind of freedom you can get and the kind of gains you can get is not just going to say, yeah, that's cool, it was a fad, but it's done. I think I'm going to go back to investing in stocks that give me a 20% annual return. No, okay? People know that crypto is changing fucking lives, whether it's a shit-ass meme coin pump and dump, or whether it's Bitcoin. It just comes down to the amount of capital that you have to allocate to that and where you are in a financial position in your life. So I hope that helps. If you want to trade meme coins, I don't give a shit if you have another fucking platform or not. Right now, if you put in a minimum deposit of $20, you get anywhere from $1 up to $100 in free meme coins with a qualified deposit of 20. Plus, it helps me out. I get a little kickback on the trading fees. And then if you have a referral link you want to send to your friends, you can get some kickbacks too. So fully transparent. I don't have a monetized channel, but that's how it helps me out. So it's not a scam. I have a Moonshot app as well, and I've been trading on it. I've been making money on it. So I'm not sitting here trying to shill you into some fucking scam thing. I believe in it, okay? And that's where I stand. So anyways, I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you make a shit ton of money, and rock on.